What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Fit and Focus podcast. I am your host, Spencer King, also known as Taqueria Spence, and today's topic is living while staying fit. Now, what I mean by that is, most people think when you go on your fitness journey, you have to just constant eat right, chicken, broccoli, rice, all the time. I don't know if we're trying to be like competitive bodybuilders, maybe, but we're not. We're trying to live a healthy lifestyle. We're trying to just feel a little bit better, more confident with ourselves. Now, sometimes there are things that happen in life that make it to where you want to just kind of fall off the wagon for a little bit. You want to go binge eat something, or there's always, everybody has their little certain foods that they like, and that's what happened to me this weekend. That's what happened to me and Coach Forrest this weekend. So not last week's episode, but the week prior to that, I had talked about I won't go into too deep detail because it's going to make me sad and I might cry again. But my dad had passed away, unfortunately, and this past weekend was a celebration of life. Now, when it happened, when we got the celebration of life planned out, I reached out to all my friends and I told everybody because my dad had a large impact on a lot of people's lives and a lot of my friends too, especially. And so when I told a lot of my friends, because a lot of my friends, they don't live where I live anymore, a lot of them moved and they all made trips to come down here to be here for a celebration of life. And since he was down here, I got to hang out with him since they were down here for that, I got to hang out with them for a little while as well. Well, it turned into, let's just hang out for a bit. We'll hang out at the house, have a few, whatever, to getting super fucking toasty, to say the least. And, you know, me and Forrest, we really aren't big drinkers. Me and Coach Forrest, we're not big drinkers. I mean, there was a time where we were, and, we were drinking 5, 6 nights a week and going out and partying and doing all sorts of crazy, stupid shit. And then we decided to change our lives for the better and start living a healthier lifestyle. Not to say that going out every night is not healthy, but it's most people whenever they're doing that, they're drinking a lot, like Forrest and I were. And yeah, we started changing that, and it got to the point to where the only time we really ever have a drink is somebody's birthday or something like this past weekend happens. And so it's very few and far between when him and I are actually intaking alcohol. Now, like I said, it turned from let's hang out at the house for a little bit, hang out with everybody, to hey, we're picking up a couple of bottles and we're heading over to your house, to let's go to a karaoke bar. It turned from one thing to the next. But before we went out to the karaoke bar, we went to Wiener Schnitzel. And we spent $113 there. That's a lot of food. Wiener Schnitzel is kind of pricey, but that is still a lot of food. Now, hold on. I got something funny to show y'all. I had to get something while I was there. Just here for the wieners. Dog hates to see me coming. That's all I'm gonna say. No, but so we ate, we drank a ton, we ate a ton, and then we went out and we drank a ton more. And it was kind of one of those mornings, fell asleep on the Uber back home, woke up the next morning, checked my bank account, and went, ooh. It was one of those kinds of nights. It was, yeah. Mm. But looking back, I'm glad I got to have that moment with my friends because it's like I said, it's a lot of friends that came in from out of town that I don't see anymore, that I I don't we don't do things, all of us, we don't do things like that anymore, really. So it was kind of like a, let's, because my friends, they could tell I was still sad over my dad, obviously. And they were trying to help get me out of that funk because I was definitely not in the greatest mindset. And they did. They did pull me out of that funk, and I'm very thankful for them for that because it turned into us talking and telling all these great, amazing stories about my dad and funny stories, like things that made us laugh and everything like that, to just talking about old times with all the other friends and everything like that, to let's go do something. Let's go do something to kind of help take your mind off of it all. And like I said, we went to a karaoke bar, and my drunk ass went up on stage and sang Pink Pony Club. I tore that shit up, by the way. Just saying. And at least I felt like I did. I had a lot to drink by that point, so who knows? I probably didn't sound as good as I thought I did. And I'm sure there's a video of it out there somewhere. No, y'all cannot see it. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it that I killed it up there and did an amazing job. But getting back to the whole point of the topic, it's things happen in life. And when you're trying to start your fitness journey and things like this happen, it doesn't have to be, oh, I got to stick to my chicken, rice, and broccoli or ground beef, ground turkey, whatever. Live. Live your life. That is okay. What is not okay is being like, oh, I fell off the wagon and I gained 20 pounds, 10, 15 pounds over the weekend. Not possible. Just not, it's not. Don't see that number on the scale and be like, it's over, I've already failed. Now I'm just gonna keep on falling off the wagon and eating however I want. Don't. That is what we don't want. It's okay to have a day like that, maybe two, but do not keep going downhill. Get back on the wagon after you have your day or two, because it happens. Sometimes you just get hit with a depression episode. Like something in life doesn't even have to happen. Your brain can just be like, we're sad. We're really sad right now. And that's okay. It's understandable. It's everybody goes through something like that. Totally get that. Totally 100% get that. And it's going to be like, we need happy food. We need Taco Bell. We need Whataburger. We need McDonald's. We need Winter Schnitzel. We need whatever. Whatever your guilty pleasure food is. And that's okay. Like I said, we're not trying to become professional bodybuilders here. We're trying to just live a healthier lifestyle, be a little bit more confident in ourselves. That's all right. It's all right to have those days where you just kind of fall off the wagon for a little bit. Ain't no big deal. And I know, sitting here, I was questioning before I came onto the podcast. Should I call it falling off the wagon? Because that's what a lot of people use whenever they're talking about like being an alcoholic, whatever. I don't know. For me, I feel like that's a broad term to use. So that's what I mean when I say falling off the wagon in these terms. Staying on the eating healthy, staying on sticking to your physical fitness journey. You fall off, get back on again in a day or two. But yeah, that's pretty much tonight's podcast. It's a very short and sweet one. Um, please, as y'all are rewatching this, if y'all have any questions, throw them into the chat. Throw them, or if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to leave a comment on the video, go ahead and do that too. But if you're in the Discord server, please feel free to ask questions in the Discord server, and me, Coach Forrest, Coach Lex, Coach Drewski, any one of us can answer questions for you. But yeah, I hope you'll have a great night, and Peace.